Diolch yn fawr iawn, Pamela. Boneddigion a boneddigesau, mae'n bleser cael bod yma ym Manceinion. Mae'n dda cael gweld nifer o bobl o Gymru wedi dod yma i'r gynhadledd. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here at the Conservative Conference, and I'm delighted to see so many of the Welsh membership here in Manchester. I want to start by thanking my Minister Gito Bebb and my PPS Glyn Davies. And of course, Andrew R.T. Davies, who you heard from yesterday, and his Assembly team, as well as the Party Director, Richard Minshall, for all his work, but also to the members, you, the members, for your hard work. I would also like to pay tribute to the Secretary of State for Scotland, of whom you heard from a short time ago. I work very closely with him, obviously, supporting a Celtic alliance across government. There's no doubt that it's been a year of political ups and downs in Wales. We had excellent council results, gaining a majority in Monmouthshire and becoming the largest parties in the Vale of Glamorgan, Denbighshire and in Conway. And we've made excellent progress on key issues as our commitment to city and growth deals and the ever-popular scrapping of the 7 tolls. But we also had a difficult general election. In spite of gaining the highest Conservative share of the vote since 1935, losing some excellent colleagues, Craig Williams, Dr. James Davis and Byron Davis, who are sorely missed from the House of Commons, who were excellent, truly excellent members of Parliament. But I also have the pleasure in now working with Byron Davis as the chairman of the Welsh Party, someone who I will continue to work closely with. But I also want to take this opportunity to thank you, the membership of the party who've worked so hard this year. You are the backbone of our party, and I'm particularly proud of the Welsh membership who never fail to turn out, often in the wind and rain, not that we get too much of that in Wales, and sometimes against the odds, knocking on doors, championing Welsh Conservative candidates from Preseli, Pembrokeshire, to Wrexham, to Monmouthshire, to Anglesey, and every corner of Wales. Your commitment to our nation epitomises the spirit of Wales and the spirit of the Union. Now, at first glance, we might seem to be a small country. But if we flattened out our mountains, we're much, much bigger than England. We're fiercely proud, energetic, and a passionate nation. Culturally, politically, and economically, we are proud of our record. And as I said back in March at our Spring Forum in Cardiff, as we leave the European Union, the union of the UK is more important than ever before. And as the Brexit negotiations continue, this statement becomes more and more relevant. We must do everything to protect the precious bond between Wales, England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. We are a union of 4 nations, developed over a long history, communicated through a common culture and a shared identity, acting together as a combined force ready to take the new opportunities that exit in the European Union provides. And we all have something to offer that benefits the whole of the United Kingdom. So, Scotland brings us the best whiskey in the world. England brought us Shakespeare. Northern Ireland gave us Seamus Heaney. And for Wales, well, where do I start? We have the oldest language, more castles per square mile than any other country, definitely the richest culture of all 4 nations. We have the best beaches in the world. We have the best capital city in the world, the best singers in the world, the best Welsh lamb and beef in the world, the best rugby team in the world, and obviously, for that matter, now even the best football team in the world. Not bad for a population that is only slightly bigger than that of Greater Manchester. But seriously, my point is that we all bring something to the table. Scotland's oil and gas supply chain accounts for a huge proportion of the UK economy. England remains a powerhouse of industry, from world-leading automotive manufacturing in Sunderland to a growing digital cluster in Bristol. And of course, London remaining the world's financial centre. Northern Ireland is fast becoming one of the go-to places for creative industries, with 250 media production companies delivering on a global stage. And Wales plays its full part too. We've secured major investments from companies such as Aston Martin in South Wales and delivered multi-billion-pound defence projects in North Wales. We're also improving our rail infrastructure, with the most modern trains coming to Wales later this month, as well as securing a daily air route to Qatar, connecting Wales to the world like never before. It's clear that Wales is an open, outward-looking economy, determined to make the most of the post-Brexit opportunities. And as a result of these initiatives and others, Wales is now the fastest-growing part of the United Kingdom outside London since 2010. We've 31,000 more businesses. Unemployment has almost halved, and Welsh exports continue to increase. But I want a young person in Merthyr Tydfil or in Bangor or Newtown to feel the benefits of our stronger economy, a fairer society, and take the opportunity that a global Britain provides. And as the Chancellor will highlight very shortly, we will continue to take that balanced approach to the economy. So whilst we maintain our economic momentum, we will also deal with the deficit and debt to support families by keeping taxes low, as well as investing in our public services. Now, there are also direct interventions government can take that can have an immediate impact in the economy, as well as the initiatives that provide solutions to longer-term structural challenges. No other policy will have had such an immediate impact on growing the economy in South Wales and the southwest of England than our decision to abolish the tolls on the Severn crossing. After 50 years of having to pay to enter Wales, I'm grateful to my cabinet colleagues, particularly Chris Grayling, who understood the significance of this policy. This announcement has been one of my proudest moments as Secretary of State. 25 million vehicles cross the bridges every year with a cost of up to £20 a time. Anyone living and working in South Wales knows how important this is. Just think, no tolls, no booths, no charges, no long queues to enter Wales. This decision will immediately boost the economy of South Wales and the southwest of England by £100 million a year. But equally important is that it brings the opportunity to bind the southwest and South Wales ever closer together, to develop the great western cities of Bristol, Newport and Cardiff, creating a western side, on the western side of the UK, a new powerhouse. And last time I checked, we're still waiting for the Labour Party to welcome this landmark announcement. So on a similar theme, the North Wales Growth Deal focuses on cross-border opportunities too, linking the proposed new power station in Anglesey to the nuclear expertise at Manchester University, supporting advanced manufacturing on Deeside that will also benefit Toyota and Nissan investments in Sunderland and Derbyshire. In South Wales, the Cardiff City deal is the biggest in the UK, combining the might of 10 local authorities, delivering the world's most advanced compound semiconductor amongst a whole range of projects, supporting the industries of tomorrow. And the Swansea Bay City deal will help make steel production sustainable through our new Steel Science Centre in Port Talbot. We will develop a creative digital cluster in Carmarthen and create a wave energy testbed in Pembrokeshire. The UK government is helping to devolve real power in the hands of the Welsh people through innovative city and growth deals, which will benefit Wales and the whole of the United Kingdom as we leave the European Union. This is particularly relevant as only 2 weeks ago we celebrated the 20th anniversary to the devolution process in Wales. Now, Labour may have followed the process of devolution, but we should never forget that it was Conservatives who devolved power in the interests of our union. John Major started the process in Northern Ireland. David Cameron delivered more powers to Scotland than any other Prime Minister. And under Theresa May, The Wales Act is delivering a stronger, fairer, more accountable devolution settlement with a funding package offering security over the long term, something Labour had always ignored. We are unionists and devolutionists. They are not mutually exclusive. But I think we can and must do better. I want politicians in Cardiff Bay to be as ambitious for the Welsh public. And that's why I want to go further and truly empower local communities throughout Wales, from Carmarthen to Conway, so that as we develop the North Wales Growth Deal, let's challenge the Labour Welsh Government to trust communities and to empower authorities. Give them the capacity to compete with new mayors in Manchester and Merseyside, a new dynamic that is taking place across the United Kingdom, and Wales must respond. And as we're standing just 45 miles away from the Welsh border, we mustn't forget that the Welsh economy is fundamentally integrated to the rest of the Union. Almost half of the Welsh population live within 25 miles of the Welsh border. People commute daily from Chester to Deeside, from Hereford to Monmouth. They drop their kids off at school in Welshpool and do their weekly shop in Shrewsbury. And as we look for investment and growth opportunities, Wales, England, Scotland and Northern Ireland should not be considered in isolation. We must bring together the assets of all parts of the UK to win that deal or to secure that trade agreement. As a union, we truly share in each other's successes. This reinforces the point that as we leave the European Union, the Union of the UK is more important than ever before. So exiting the European Union is a time when the nation needs to come together to secure the best deal for every part of the United Kingdom. Yet, Labour in Wales are pursuing an agenda which aims to derail Brexit. The First Minister has even been described as standing shoulder to shoulder with Mr. Barnier, a duplicitous approach when Wales voted to leave. At a time when our economic interests need to be our priority, when we should be reaching out to new markets, securing new trading opportunities, and increasing our exports, the First Minister is obsessed with process, bureaucracy, and power. But we will not give in to the pressure to make decisions that are in the interests of politicians rather than the people they serve. His most recent demands are for a constitutional convention, more joint ministerial committees, another Wales bill, his role in the Brexit negotiations, and calls for federal frameworks and structures at every stage. But it's not about him. He seems to spend most of his time working with the nationalists in Scotland, seeking to divide the UK, rather than working in the interests of every constituent part. Now, we heard from David Mundell earlier and Ruth Davidson, who have seen off the immediate threat of the nationalists from Scotland, but the federalists remain at large. Now, we all know that Labour always leaves the country worse off than when they found it. And sadly, nowhere is more true than in Wales. But in place of his constitutional conventions, the First Minister should be concerned about his longer waiting lists, his widening wealth gap, and his record-breaking council tax rises. People and communities are shamefully being left behind by Labour in Wales. Now, Labour claim to be a unionist party. They claim to care about our precious bond of nations, and yet they do all they can to undermine it at every stage. So that's why it is so important that we, as the Conservative and Unionist Party, do not devolve and forget. The whole country, every constituent part, all nations, all cities, and every region must come together to show their support for David Davis and the Prime Minister as they face the European Union and the European Commission to help them deliver the best Brexit deal for the whole United Kingdom. The UK is the most successful political union of nations to have ever existed. Our union isn't just practical and economically sensible. It's at the heart of what makes us part of this great country. One united kingdom where we gain so much more. We've a shared history, shared cultures, and all essentially want the same thing: fairness to ordinary working people. A government that tackles the burning injustices in our society. A stronger economy, a global Britain, and a Brexit that works for everyone. The Prime Minister is the strongest champion of the Union, a true friend to Wales, and a true servant of the United Kingdom. So whether you're Welsh, Scottish, Northern Irish, or Mancunian, by working towards this shared goal, I firmly believe that we can build a country that works for everyone and achieve great things for our great future generations. Thank you very much.